All right, party people. It is 10:06 a.m. Friday morning. I'm just leaving the dialysis clinic. And what are you doing here, Pops? Oh, this is going to be fun. On the way here, I realized that I did not put dinner into the crock pot. So I got to go back home, which I kind of hate backtracking. Barbecue pork loin in the crock pot. Or, pork loin in the crock pot with barbecue sauce. I was torn because I haven't used the smoker in a little bit. I thought about smoking it, but smoking stuff, because I probably would have done it overnight. I wouldn't want to have it going overnight when I'm not home, when I have to go to work. So maybe I'll find something at the store that deserves a good smoking. So today, work, normal kind of work. It's kind of weird because it was like a normal crowd for the most part. And then all of a sudden, for like an hour, maybe not even that long, we were super busy. A lot of people in there. And then boom, single digits. It literally got down at one point to 9 people in the room. Now there were a small handful that were out on the patio. But yeah, pretty wild. Speaking of the patio, it's a really nice idea that they put this patio out there. Some of the logistics of it weren't thought through very well. But it's a nice feature to have, especially when the weather is decent. And it was a little cool this morning, probably too cool for most people. I did turn the heaters on, but I don't remember anybody really going out there till it was warmed up a little bit. But in the effort that they're making to make the patio alluring, they have continued to put things out there. And unfortunately, that kind of ruins the vibe of the patio because it's starting to get a little crowded with equipment. When it probably would just be better to have the handful of things that they did have out there and have room to work with, But anyway. All right, so I'm at home. I got to go do the crock pot. I'll be back. All righty, here we go. Pork loin is in the crock pot. Yo, that's about the easiest thing in the world to cook. I mean, if you want to call crock pot cooking. I don't necessarily. But it provides a hot meal. What can you say? Get you some barbecue sauce, whatever you prefer. We prefer to use a sugar-free one. I'm not really sure why, since the only one who needs to have sugar-free stuff is me, and I'm probably not going to eat much of that. Anyway, there's a couple of good sugar-free ones, but to each their own, whatever barbecue sauce you like. So if you got a jar of barbecue sauce, you put like a third of it in there, and then just flop your pork loin in there on top of that little blob of sauce. Make sure you do fat side up so that fat can render down through the meat, making it all the more juicy. And just top the rest of it with the entire jar of barbecue sauce. If you got a lot of meat in there and you don't feel like the jar of sauce has gone far enough, put your little cherry soda or some Dr. Pepper in there. Rinse that bottle out real good. That extra liquid won't hurt you either. Tenderize that meat some. Woof, buddy. Always smells great. But like I said, I may or may not eat any of it. I can't tell you how often I do that. Maybe it's just something about making dinner that makes me not want to eat the dinner. Yeah, probably the only thing that I'm most definitely going to eat if I make is Mexican stuff. Or spaghetti. Pizza. Sarah grilled burgers for us last night. I made the patties. She grilled them. And I'm probably going to eat leftovers on that tonight. I was just about to say to my father when we were on the way to dialysis how much I loved those damn burgers last night. I don't know what was different. It was just regular 93.7 ground beef with a light sprinkle of onion powder on and grilled to perfection by Sarah. I was just about to say that to him, and he said, Chrissy, those burgers last night were great. They really were, man. And he normally likes mayonnaise and a slice of tomato on his, but I didn't have any tomatoes that were suitable for that. I just had a little container of small tomatoes, and I didn't want to do all that, and would have made him a mess. So he ended up just he still wants mayonnaise and cheese, and I almost said mayonnaise. I did cheese and mustard. I'm a diehard for mustard on a burger. And damn, was it good! I use Hero bread. It's keto friendly. It still seems to bother my blood sugar, so I'm not really sure I shouldn't find something else. And I've had other things that work well for my blood sugar, but they're just not as fun as bread. But yeah, damn, those burgers were good. So I'll be glad to eat some of those left over for tonight. I think we got some wild turkeys in the field here. What else? Yeah, not much else. Damn, there's a few wild turkeys. Look at that. What the hell is that thing? Wow. Never saw one with their tail feathers splayed out. Is there a term for that other than splayed out? There's a turkey back there going all peacock. Spurs won yesterday. Woohoo! Glad to see them advance. We are into the final 8 now of the Europa League. Our next opponent is Frankfurt, I believe. I don't know when that game will be. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I do, because I'll be in the hospital. Yeah, sometime near the beginning or middle of April. I think I'll still be in the hospital. Maybe not. Never heard back from some of the phone calls I needed to hear back from yesterday. So I am moving on as though whatever I'm doing is acceptable from both parties, and hopefully we will have someone at the house Monday that will learn the ways of Walt. Let's see. Anything else? I skipped my workout. No, I shouldn't say it like that. I worked out yesterday. I exercised yesterday. I did my 45 minutes on the elliptical. I said I was going to take Fridays off from the rowing challenge or the Concept 2 challenge, but circumstances were such that I just decided that yesterday was the day that would be more suitable for me to not participate in that challenge. So I need to today. I don't need to, but I don't want to give up one of my free days. I built in a couple free days that if something happened, I could not do the challenge and still be okay to finish the challenge at the end of the month. What else? What else? Pescetti? What else? If you haven't seen that kid, it's like an old clip. And I think it was America's Funny Home Videos, or is that what they call it? AFV, American Funny Videos. Anyway, this little kid is being just the perfect helper, and I think it's actually his grandparents, but he's taking orders for dinner. And he talks about like that, and he says, all right, Pescetti, what else? Everything he said, what else? Funny. Hey, you don't have a green light. Thank you for... what the fuck is that lady doing? You got a red light, lady. Damn. Anyway, so I gotta run some errands. See ya. All right, I'm gonna go on a little rant here. Just give me old man status for a little while. That's the longest it ever took for me at the joint, and it's aggravating. I don't really want to be a dick about it, but man, I'm telling you, that's kind of aggravating. 37 minutes, start to finish. And I will tell you, there was not a line of people in front of me. There was one person in front of me who was actually walking back with the chiropractor as I walked in the door. Man, it shouldn't take that damn long. 30, what did I say, 32 minutes? Yeah, 20, no, what am I saying? 37 minutes. I walked in at 10:25. Walked out at 2 after. 37 minutes. Oi! Now I was gonna go in Target, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna check the app and see if I have something to get while I'm in there. I'm not done ranting about the chiropractor, but I'll be back in a minute. All right, I'm not going to Target. They don't have any prescriptions ready for me right now anyway. All right, part 2 of my dissatisfaction. That's a strong word. My displeasure at the chiropractor. The chiropractor was fine. The doctor was not one that I had seen before. This was Dr. Tara. And she seems good enough. She seems very thorough. She took notes and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But, so as I mentioned before, there was no one in front of me. So when I walked in, there was no one else in the lobby. Just a couple of minutes after I've walked in, a gentleman comes in, a young guy, early 20s, I guess, late teens maybe, early 20s probably. And he had a dog with him. And no, it doesn't say no pets or no animals or whatever on the door. I just think it's always very presumptuous to walk into a place of business with an animal and think that it's okay. They obviously didn't have a problem with it because they didn't say anything to the gentleman. The dog comes over to me, and I like dogs, but I don't know this dog. I don't know where he's been or what he's been sniffing or licking, so don't lick me or sniff me. I just don't like that. Keep your dog on a tight leash when you're in a small public space like that. He then decided after he was in and out, kept taking the dog outside. I get it. You may be uncomfortable with the fact that you're sitting in a lobby with a dog. Well, then don't leave your house with the dog, or don't do other errands if you had to do an errand that included your dog. That's just me being a dick. Anyway, then he decides to get the dog some water from the plastic cup water dispensing, whatever you call the water cooler thing, and proceeds to spill water all over the floor before the dog even gets to it. That's just the human. That's not the dog spilling water. And in and out, in and out, in and out. By the time I actually go back to be worked on, the lobby smells like dog. Like, fuck, man, that's just, to me, that's just rude. I don't know. So, anywho, that's just me. Probably my lack of sleep is making me more ornery than it should. But, yeah, so now I'm on to part 3, since we got to skip part 2. And I'm going to get some lottery tickets. I feel like I don't feel like. I got more sleep last night than I did the night before, but working 2 consecutive days, getting up at 10 after 3, just kind of ruins my day. I am very much looking forward to sleeping late tomorrow morning. On such an occasion, I will actually take some melatonin. I don't usually do that, but here lately it's been very, I've had a lot going on in my mind that makes it hard sometimes to get to sleep and sometimes stay to sleep. So I take my Delta 8, I take my Delta 9. I have these little Wellamoon, I think is the name of the company. They make these sleep patches. I'll throw one of those on. What else will I do? I'll take some melatonin. And this week, in an effort to further enhance my sleeping, I will, I bought some chewable magnesium, little magnesium chews. And so I'm going to probably do all of that. And there's more. But wait, there's more. I've got some NyQuil. I'm probably going to hit that NyQuil too. So basically what I'm telling you is I might sleep till Monday morning. No, I won't. Spurs play at 9:30 Sunday morning, I think. So yeah, I can't sleep past that. I will sleep late Saturday morning though. Skipped yesterday's 10K. I already talked about that. I got a good plan to get my 10K today and throw some weights in there while I'm at it. I'll probably do the same thing, opposite muscle group tomorrow. Mix up the row and ski and get my 10K with some weights mixed in. I really like doing that. It breaks up the monotony of long rows or skis and lets me get my meters while also getting some resistance training in. That's a good way to keep the heart rate up, keep the work going, and make my body way more quickly sucking up that protein when I get it in there. So, anything else? No, that's about it. Life's pretty boring sometimes. You just do what you got to do. Yeah, that's about it. See ya. All right, so here we are. We're done with groceries. Took longer than it should have, but we're done. And now I'm cutting fruit. Sorry for being shirtless, but that's just kind of what I do. I'll try to get my boobs out of it. So, yeah, I got to cut up this fruit. I got 25 minutes before I need to leave to go pick up my father. So, at the grocery store, rather serendipitously or fortuitously, however you would like to describe it, I ran into a former client of mine, my first and longest lasting personal training client. And she's had her share of health issues, as have I. So we've always been able to kind of commiserate with each other. Is that the right word? We're able to sympathize with each other, shall I say. She and her husband, I never could get him to do personal training. He was so busy with work that it wasn't really an option for him. And now he's retired, but they don't go to the Y anymore. Anyway, and I don't do personal training anymore. So, they asked how I was doing. I'm reluctant to tell a lot of people. I mean, I say that, but it seems like I'm telling more and more every day. So I start to tell what's going on. And she says, well, I'm having an issue too. I can top that. And when she said that, my first thought was, oh my God, what? But she meant as far as location of the body, she would top heart with brain. Oh my God. Anyway, she woke up one day dizzy and not feeling very well, and had a friend come over because her husband at the time was in Germany. He used to work for BMW. And the friend said, I think you're having a stroke. Holy shit, really? So they took her to ER. They did all the imaging and stuff they look for with strokes. And turns out she was not having a stroke, but she was about to have an aneurysm. She had a clot they had to fix. So yeah, early warning worked well for her. Super nice folks. I mean, I'd love to have them as neighbors. They just seem like, I don't know. She's an interesting lady. She's a unique personality, let's put it that way. But we worked together for so long, I began to appreciate her uniqueness, shall we say. Anyway, good to see her, him, both of them. Like I said, very nice couple. And she long has been retired, but he is newly retired. He was a corporate attorney for BMW, so I think they probably did okay. Let's see, what else? I'm going to do that a few more times today. The worst part about cutting this fruit is trying not to eat all of it. So good. I don't understand this principle. It's got to have some sort of scientific name behind it. So I buy on Fridays 2 containers of mixed fruit, melons, watermelon, cantaloupe, and honeydew. I buy 2 of them and a thing of grapes, and I split them up amongst 3 containers, which means I'll have already ready fruit for my father for breakfast for Saturday, Sunday, Monday morning. So I'm putting 2 into 3 with a few grapes each. And for some reason, I always end up with leftover fruit. I don't know how that works. you would think that I would be, especially as much as I'm eating, that I would run out of fruit to split up 3 ways. But I don't. I always have leftovers. That's fine. Today I actually have, I had some honeydew left over in the fridge. I just love honeydew melon. And I splurged the other day and got myself a container, and then I didn't eat all of it. I should have. Probably would have been better than some of the other sweet snacks I've eaten last week. I really had great ambition of weighing about 260 by the time I go back to MUSC, but that ain't gonna happen. I've gained a little bit, but not much. It's just that I just have not lost anymore. I'm eating well most of the time. I am exercising as much as my body lets me at this point. It is what it is. Anyway, I think that's just about me for the rest of the day. I've got my my sheets are done in the dryer. I'd love very much to get at least 1, if not 2 more loads done, but we'll just have to see about that. That might not happen today. I did it last week. It was really nice to not have to screw with laundry at all on Saturday. I have 2 baskets of my father's laundry washed and dried. I just need to fold it. And yeah, I'll get to it sooner or later. Other than that, I guess that's about it. Have a nice weekend. I almost forgot one more thing. Have you ever heard of sumo grapes? So this is the size of an average grape, right? What would you say? Maybe like 3/4 of an inch? This is a sumo grape. That's a big fucking grape. That's a light green golf ball. Just saying. I think the NFL Network would call this bonus coverage, baby. All right, I'm going to pick up Pops. But I got a question for you. You ever talk to somebody that seems so genuinely concerned for your well-being that you almost think it's fake? You wonder, all right, when's this other shoe going to drop? Or when is this person's true nature going to reveal itself? I spoke to a gentleman, I'm going to say a week and a half ago. Might have been last Friday. I don't really remember. Anyway, he was calling from an agency that had taken the referral from the VA for the care of my father while I'm unable. And damn if the dude just didn't sound like he was so concerned that my father had the best care and all the help that we could have possibly asked for. There was such a genuineness to the conversation that I really was kind of looking forward to working with him. And then I said that we would prefer a male caregiver, and that went all out the window because they have one male. I'm a little surprised, but only one male in their agency, and he was currently working in North Carolina, so that was not going to work. He went back into the VA hopper, or like put the contract back in the VA hopper for somebody else to have a choice to do it. Well, I didn't hear from anybody else. I never heard from another person, and my contact at the VA actually didn't get back to me when I had hoped that she would. But I reached back out to her. I didn't hear back, so I reached back out to him and said, hey, we're going to have to amend our desires here and take who we can get. If you've got an experienced female lady that can come and help this grouchy old veteran with his needs, we would greatly appreciate it. That was yesterday. Left him a voicemail. He didn't get back to me right away, which I understand. I'm sure he's busy. But he did reach back out to me just like 20 or 30 minutes ago. And damn, I just get the impression this guy just really is willing to do anything he possibly can to help. And he has a caregiver who is currently working with at least 3 other veterans, and that they are just bound and determined to do what they can to help take care of these veterans that need some help. So I think that's going to start next week. sometime next week, and that helps me relax a little bit about, you know, being concerned about his care while I'm unable. So, which could be a while, unfortunately. So we'll see what happens, and we'll go from there. But in the meantime, I think I need to maybe go in and see if my pops is done here at dialysis. And then I need to get my fat ass home, make my bed, and start some more laundry. And I don't know what else I gotta do. I gotta work out. That makes everything better.